and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. It's an exciting day and a sad day all at once today. We are on the last section of June Waffle. Let's see if I could get hold of both the plastic and the washi tape. But yeah, it is already the 30th of June. June has disappeared yet again, as is every month this year, to be fair. They are all disappearing. So yeah, let's get today's section done. I'm not sure how this glue dot's going to be. It looks quite low in the pen, but it actually seems, I'd say it seems to be doing okay, and then it gives me problems. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it before I even get started. It's really, really low in the pen, and I think I've used this wooden pen so much. It's a really old glue dot. So there are a couple of different ways of putting a glue dot in a pen. You can sort of attack the glue dot to the side and twist your pen as you put it in. But what I did on my last one and quite liked was I took the glue dot off and sort of rolled it into a little bit more of a sausage. Which is actually really, really good when you're putting it in multi-places. And then I just push it into the pen. So roll it into a sausage, push it into the pen, and hopefully it will stick. I do need to prime it, so I'm just dabbing it on my face every now and then, just to take a little bit of the extra sticky off. But I find I'm actually getting more of the glue dot in by rolling it into sort of a mini sausage / small ball. Not too long. You know, you don't want to roll it out into a really long, thin sausage. But I have found that is my easiest way at the moment to get a glue dot into a pen. And then I do the same sort of thing if I ever find that I need to take the glue dot out and pop it back in again. I do the same sort of thing. I just rub it between my fingers to make it into a little bit of a sausage and then pop it into the pen. So hopefully that helps anybody who may be working with glue dots. But I'm working with the wooden pen from our shop today. It's always been a popular pen, this one, because it's quite lightweight and it has got sort of two ends. You can choose to hold it. But one thing I did notice is I did have to take the little O-rings off my metal pen tip for it to fit into my wooden pen. They may all be slightly different, but I've actually taken both off for it to fit, and I don't have any problems with it coming out, as you can tell, because my glue dots already had its sticky situation, and if it was going to come out, it would have come out and left the pen behind. Left the glue dot on the diamond and the pen behind with it, which would be entertaining. Okay, let's zoom in. Actually, just realised I'm not actually zoomed in to the section I'm doing. We have a little bit of colour today, but it is mainly white, and I am going to start, I think, popping some of these colours back into their boxes as I finish them today. I think there's not too many colours. Hopefully I won't miss any and have to tip them back out, but I've actually not got dekitting of this one down for about 2-3 weeks on my schedule, so I want to make sure that they're sort of all in the pots and safe, and then I can get my tray storage organised with all of my trays. Yeah, and hopefully get them all lined up. Ravy says in New Zealand they have reverse cycle heating and cooling. So the heat pump works when it's cold and the air conditioning works when it's hot. She says she wouldn't be without it now. She has hers on all year round, so she is living in a controlled temperature environment. That sounds absolute bliss, is what that sounds. Kathy said she's been hearing the phrase pixel printed on the various diamond painting channels. She says, what does that mean? I'm not exactly sure if there is an official sort of definition of the phrase, but I would expect it's something to do with the software that converts a picture into a diamond painting. It will take the individual pixels of a picture, photograph, image, because of course images are made up of pixels. So if you remember when digital cameras first came out, it was about how many megapixels there were, and it's the amount of dots there are that make up the picture. That's why the more megapixels you can have in an image, the better quality the image is. So I guess it is in relation to that, and the software will take the pixels from a picture or an image and in effect dumb it down. So take down the amount of pixels in the picture, and each square or circle in your diamond, each diamond will be the equivalent to a pixel. Which is why quite often hand charting is so important, because a software may convert your picture to into a certain way, but depending on the image, it may not show through, clearly enough. If it happens to have picked up the wrong colour within a set amount of pixels. So I'm guessing it's something in relation to that. Jo, she says, hi Rebecca. Oh, this is Jo who works the really weird hours. She's given us an explanation for her hours. The amount of time she says she finishes work at midnight confused the heck out of me. She says she works the afternoon shift, so it starts at 2 p.m. and ends at 11 p.m. Okay, so that starts making a lot more sense. She says with the packing up and the travel time, which is a 15-minute car ride, she said she usually arrives home a little bit before 12. She says she's just finished day 25 and she can't believe there is only 5 days left in June. Yes, June has absolutely flown. She said the good thing about it is that she can diamond paint on her dining room table again because it has cooled off a bit. She says it was humid, 32 to 34 degrees Celsius for the last few months, and she took any excuse she could think of to not leave the only air-conditioned room in her house. I know that feeling. She said, as always, thanks for a great waffle. So I'm guessing you are more of a night owl than Jo. Definitely more of an evening person if your shift doesn't even finish till 11, which means you often don't get home until 12. But that does make a bit more sense. Chloe says she has been enjoying my videos lately while diamond painting along with me. Thank you. She says she had a bit of a break, but today she was able to do 4 hours. She says thank you for the lovely company. 4 hours. Absolutely awesome amount of diamond painting to get in there. I actually didn't have the energy to do any last night. I was like, nope, I am too tired tonight, so I actually just didn't do any. Though I did do some the other night, and my decision wheel picked my mystery painting again. It has not picked Dreamer's Designs since probably at least a week. It's not picked my Dreamer Designs painting. I keep expecting it to, but it's not. So I can imagine a few days of that being picked on the run in my future, but I think I've said that before, so who knows which one it will pick next. Heather, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she's working on Cosmic Trip. I kind of miss working on that painting, it was awesome. She said it was a long wait for it to come back into stock, she says, and it's all my fault. I'll take it. She said she saw it on my finished video and she just had to have it. She said she really does thank me as she is absolutely loving it. It is an amazing picture to do. I don't know what it is. Well, it's the colour I think makes it amazing. I think the fact that it's got the rhinestones scattered throughout as well makes it really nice and really different to do as well. It changes it up just that little bit, but in a good way, in a way that it's not too much. Say I've done a couple of rhinestone pictures that are all rhinestones and they just don't float my boat the same, but that scattering in Cosmic Trip was delightful. She says, not sure if you have managed to find a frame for it yet. She said as she's not quite caught up with videos. No, I haven't yet. June is a very busy month for me, especially with the Waffle, but also with other stuff that goes on behind the scenes. So I haven't even thought about it yet. She says, but she was in the range yesterday and she picked up a frame that is 100 by 70 for $16.99. Oh, awesome. I need to go to the range as well because I actually need another A3 display book. And I probably need some more A3 card. So maybe I will have a look and pick up a frame while I'm there, because it is an image that both me and the hubby both love, so it would be nice to actually get it up, so thank you for that. Jackie says 25th of June at 4:15, well 12 minutes past 4, she said the temperature is 31 degrees C where she is. She's cooking. Absolutely cooking. Well, I think it's cooled down throughout most of the UK now. It definitely still has some stuffy days, but nowhere near like what they've been. We've also had a lot more rain as well, to be fair. The weeds are loving it. Cat Lady says she has just got back in from being out since 7:10 in the morning. She said they had a trip to Kendal and the weather topped 31 degrees today. She said her phone said it was 31, but it felt much more like 33. She says it reminds her of Florida weather. She said we had a chippy tea last night. Love a chippy tea. She said it was too warm to put the oven on. She says don't know what we'll do tonight. Don't know what it is. Chips are hot, but we go for a chippy tea when it's warm. Maybe barbecue is the other option when it's warm. SRR Games says, what does Waffle stand for, like in your title? Somebody has replied saying they're not sure if it's a British term. It probably is. Says, but being British, waffling to me means when you're talking on and on without anyone else being part of the conversation. Well, waffling, I agree, is talking on and on. Not necessarily somebody else not being part of the conversation. Because while I am in a room on my own, I do feel like I am talking to you guys while I am doing my waffle. So I'm just waffling to you. The difference is you lot can't shut me up unless you turn off the waffle. But yeah, I'm still going to chat away to myself here. And yeah, it's just talking about all and nothing is the difference. Anne-Marie says, she says she is loving the idea of a larger tray. We will see what we can get in the works. She says she finally got to build her tray storage and she loves it, but she says she needs 6 more trays to fill it. But then the problem is you'll need a second one, Anne-Marie. That's the way things go. She says she's finally got caught up on all the waffles she missed between the 4th and the 19th. And she feels better now that she can just go along daily with us all. She also laughed. She says, "You are discussing the pregnant stick," as she types this comment, and she is actually using the one you're talking about reversed. See, I did think it was reversed. Why do we always think a pregnant stick has to have its bump on the right hand side? I don't know. But she calls it the humpback when it's the other way around. She said, "Thanks again for all that you do for our great community." Maybe I will have to call it a humpback, because to me it's not a pregnant stick, it's the wrong side profile. And I don't know why, because a pregnant woman would still be pregnant whichever way she was facing. But to me, the bump has to face to the right, and I've got no idea where that's come from. Is that the norm? Is that my upbringing? Is that just my brain deciding it needs to be to the right? Who knows? Who knows? Silja says they love Outlander, both on audiobook as well as the TV series. Well, I'm so glad you can listen to the audiobook. I don't think I could listen to that much gore. Maybe I could do it better if I was listening to it in the car when I'm driving. Maybe I'd be able to cope with it a bit better there, because I do miss bits when I'm driving. But when I'm diamond painting, I don't. I tend to take it all in. And I just have visions of just seeing battlefields in my head for the rest of the day. Truth says, "Hi Rebecca," said this is their first June waffle. Hello and welcome to the June waffle and the end of. She says she just found my channel in May. She says she is working this weekend, the 24th and 25th. She works in, I'm saying she, might be a he, at a senior recreational centre, basically in the spring and summer. And they have very little to do once all their duties like cleaning and photocopying are done. So they bought their first ever Diamond Art Club canvas called Curled Up with a Good Book to Do in Between People Needing Anything. But since it is just themselves most of the day, and the billiard room guys, they've been able to put a small dint in their canvas. They're lucky to have a job where as long as their work is done, they can do their diamond painting. That is awesome. When I worked, when I had a normal full-time job and worked, the only days I could get away with diamond painting was when we had online training. because I could concentrate so much better if I was diamond painting while listening to them. It was amazing how much I could get done on those days. Absolutely loved it. But unfortunately, it's not a all the time kind of thing. Catherine says it's too hot. She says she lives as south as the eye can see in the UK, and it's the worst. They said, but today has been their most productive day for diamond painting. She got 4 sections done, and over halfway, finally, on her 40 by 50 Mickey and Minnie Mouse wedding anniversary canvas. Said she often gets confused when you mention your daughter, who has the same name as me. She says she's not sure if it is the same spelling though. She said, if you could call me Kat, she says, from now on, to save some confusion, please and thank you. I will do my best to remember Kat. My daughter, Catherine, her name isn't spelt the same way as yours. So Kat's is spelt with a K and with a Y-N at the end. While my daughter's is spelt with a K, it's spelt with the I-N-E at the end. Just to, you know, confuse matters, because how many different ways of spelling Catherine do you need? Quite a few, obviously. I just liked the way it was written down with the I-N-E. I just saw it written down somewhere. I think it was some designer's name or something. And the way it was written in the font they had, I just liked that spelling. That's why I went for that one. It's the little things sometimes. She says, as always, thank you for the waffle and hope the family are doing well. Yes, they are, thank you. Our son turned 22 the other day on the 28th. So yeah, we had a good day. We're having a good week. It is a local walking day today, which is a thing we have in our town. So Megan actually has a half day. So she is all the church schools and church groups walk through the town on a Friday morning. So yeah, so she's walking in the morning, but then she has the afternoon off, which is a rare little treat. You've got to love little traditions. Anita says, hey Rebecca, says she's new to diamond painting but already addictive. Yes, it's very addictive. She said she's Danish. She said, and her daughter sent her a link to my channel. She says she has made 4 pictures now and she is loving the June waffle. She says she's making a mystery picture with a Disney theme. She says, love to see all of your videos on YouTube and looking forward to receiving the tray from June. Have a nice day. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you found diamond painting. It is addictive, but it is a good kind of addictive. That's for sure. And you get amazing artwork out of the end of it, which is what we've very nearly got here. I feel like this white is actually, I'm sort of speeding through this. Well, I say white, it's an off-white. But I do feel like I'm speeding through this off-white, but then again, maybe I'm not quite halfway yet, so maybe it's not that fast. Joy, she says she's enjoying the whip and waffle. She says she's doing a cross stitch every day to calm down after work. You do need sort of a decompress after work. Sometimes it's the journey home, depending on how long it is, but cross stitch is a good way to decompress after work and just get yourself back into the home zone. She also said it was her wedding anniversary on the 28th. Congratulations. She said it came by so quickly. She said it's 40 years. well done you. Good going. We just hit 26 years this month. Ours was the middle of June. But yeah, long may the years continue. Shelley, she says hi. She says today in the Netherlands it was 32 degrees. She says so by the time she woke up at 6 a.m. She went to her craft room, turned on her vent and did 2 sections to finish her 4th row. She says but it was already hot in her craft room. So she then decided to make some breakfast and do nothing else in the morning until she had to get ready for a family happening in the afternoon, she says, at the hottest time of the day. Yeah, this weather I think has affected a lot of people. A lot of countries have had some form of heat wave. And definitely some uncomfortable weather. So we are not alone in our moanings, at least. But yeah, it does just make it hard to get stuff done. It's quite muggy today, to be fair. I can feel myself getting rather warm in here already. Though it is a nice breeze outside, it can get rather muggy in here. Lady Dax, she says, another warm one here today. She says, though we have had a breeze. She says she got a bit carried away diamond painting yesterday. And she's finished her purple ribbon. And that was on the 25th. Got a little bit ahead. This often happens, both the December Advent and the June Waffle. You do find that when we get near the end, people are even more excited to finish. And we often get quite a few people finishing that little bit earlier than doing a section a day. She said, so she will be continuing with her custom of herself and her late sister, which I have seen the update on Facebook. That is very nearly finished as well. There's just the top left hand corner to go. She says she wants to get more of that done and hung up, so it will be a nice way to remember her on the 6th of July, which will be the 4th anniversary of her passing. It will be a nice way. I know you've said it's a favourite picture of both of yours that you've done as a custom. And I know, as say, when I saw the update, you only had sort of the top left hand corner, I think it was, to go. So hopefully it's not been too muggy and you've actually had time to be able to finish that off and give you time to get it framed and up on the wall. Lisa's Colouring Corner says she would also love a larger tray for multi-placing. We will see what we can do. See if we can get sort of the size right where it's bigger but not too big. We'll have to do a few little test prints, so it will take us a bit to get an ideal, but we'll see what we can do and maybe try and bring it out in maybe the stock colours to start off with and see how it goes. Tiffany says 88 is a lot compared to her stash of 12 canvases. Yes, 88 in my stash is a lot too many and also not a lot too many. It really depends. I think what gets me with my stash being 88 the most, I have had that time where I only have 1 or 2 canvases, you know, ready to kit up as soon as I've finished another one. So I have had my stash to the point before where it has been under 10 and you know, my next one is lined up. But because I do get sent so many canvases and I do pass on so many that I get sent as well, I know that I've constantly got more coming in. And I think that's what's making me feel that 88 is too much, because I know I've got more coming in. But I'm going to see how it goes with my big canvases and how many I can sort of try and get through on them. My small ones, I do still have quite a lot, but I don't feel like I have too many. So I'm going to see what dint I can make in my large ones. But I'm having to do some sorting out when I do my logbook. That's for sure. When I do my logbook for like June/July, I need to update for the ones that I have given away and get things a bit straight in there, and then get my decision wheels straight as well so that I can work through them. Ina says she hasn't done a section in the last week because of the hot weather. She says she's just sat down, listened to the waffle and played a game on her phone. And sometimes it's just enough to survive the day when it's so hot. So she says she is not going to finish her small painting this June, but she has really enjoyed it, having a relaxing time. So she's had time to relax. She said in the meantime, a friend from the other side of the country came over to join her for the weekend together, and they had a lovely time. Oh, that's good. It's always nice to have a good catch up with a friend, and at least you're getting your me time, just in a different form to what you originally thought. But that's not a bad thing. Sometimes we do just have to change things up depending on how life is at the time. Trish, sorry, I must have put the wrong battery in my camera today. It's not liked the length of this waffle. Sorry, so Trish says she has about 65 in her stash, and she has completed about 27 in the last couple of years. She says the stash does get a little bit overwhelming at times, and she tries not to buy too often. She says, but sometimes the urge just comes over and she has to purchase when she really likes something, which I completely get. I have purchased canvases alongside ones that I've done for unboxings, so I know how much sometimes you can be really drawn into a painting. The last couple of Diamond Art Clubs have definitely been that. So the Mystery and Cosmic Trip, though I have sort of pushed those in front, there are still many paintings that I have that I really would like to push in front. But yeah, the numbers just get in too many that I really, really like. I was trying not to tip as many diamonds in because I'm on my last section, but I'm like, why am I doing that? Just make life easy for myself. Tip a load in and get going. Janita says she tried to put glue dots in her pen today. She says, is there a secret to putting them in? Hopefully my popping in a glue dot in this pen at the beginning of the video helped you. But yeah, I like to take the glue dot off the packaging and roll it up. It does depend on what type of glue dots you have as to whether you need to do that multiple times. So if you have the Glue Dots brand, the ones branded glue dots, then you quite possibly will need to do that 2 or even 3 times, depending on the size. I use the ones from our shop, the 6'2" ones, and one of those tends to be fine. Occasionally, depending on your metal tip, it may stick out a bit and actually be a bit too much for the pen tip. And if that's the case, if I find it sticking out a bit too much, I will just chop just a little bit off with the tips of my scissors. And then sometimes I do find that I need to actually sort of top it up a little bit later on. So I try to make do with the full glue dot for a little bit while it squashes itself down into the pen. But I give it a go with a few diamonds first to sort of see if it will squish down or if I do actually need to chop the tip off. But yeah, if you get hold of it in your fingers and roll it into like a mini sausage and then push it into your pen tip, that might help you. Jennifer says, thank you for the June waffle. Says she's almost completed hers. It will be entered into their family reunion auction. She said she doesn't post, but she does just want to thank me. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. There's so many people that's getting so much out of June waffle in various different ways. And yeah, it's just amazing. It's exactly what I want from June waffle, is people to just get a little bit of goodness for themselves out of the waffle time. Jamie also says, great waffle. Thank you, Jamie. Cruise planners said, hi Rebecca and all. Today was a diamond painting kind of day. A couple of days ago they ordered everything that they thought they needed for their spares box. They said, silly me, I forgot to order the stickers for the bags. They got their stickers yesterday. So started with their squares, which is only 2 paintings. They then finished another painting and kitted up their next. They said it was a fun Sunday. Thanks for creating the spare storage, Rebecca. Oh, you're welcome. It so works. I am still using the same system. I may have changed my photo boxes just due to which ones Hobbycraft decided they wanted to stock. And I may have prettied it up, but it is the same system since I first created the system, and it works absolutely wonderful. So the box is looking so pretty. Next weekend she's going to start working on her round spares. She said, could someone show which symbol is supposed to be the pregnancy symbol? She said, happy painting and see you tomorrow. Have I got something I can write on? I have a pen. I have a pen and I have a load of other bits. Oh, I do have something here. So let me just draw. So it's that symbol. Oh, not too close. There we go. It's that symbol on a diamond painting that is classed as the pregnant stick. Now, on my diamond painting, it is that way, which to me just isn't a pregnant stick. I don't know why. This is the one that somebody said they call like a hunchback. So there you go. That is the pregnant stick symbol. Hopefully that will make sense to anybody else as well that maybe needs the visual of what this pregnant stick is. There are so many symbols out there though, and that is quite a common one that's used with some companies, so maybe you will have a pregnant stick in one of your future paintings. Mummy Escape says, hi all. If you're talking ideas for tray colours, people are always talking ideas for tray colours. She said she would love a marble effect in black and white. I'm not sure if that's something we can get. I might be able to have a look into that. We're very much loving the two-tone at the moment, but we do want to start looking at some of the other sort of effect ones that we can get in the future. She says she currently has our black tray and now she needs a white one as she can't see the dark and the 310, so she's having to use a different tray. She says, but she does prefer the Add More Zest trays now she is used to it. She says, happy dotting, everyone. Well, I'm so glad it works for you. I could not imagine diamond painting with any other tray now. It just doesn't, of course, it just doesn't enter my head. I have so many floating about in different areas of the house. But yeah, there are some, depending on the filament type, that I use for different things. Mainly sort of the glitter ones. I use that when I'm single placing, because sometimes the glitter can make it a little bit rougher than some of the others. Though to be fair, after using it for a while, it does get smoother. It's like it sands it down a little bit. Amy says she is on catch up for the videos, and she's slowly getting there. Awesome. So that was on, she left a comment on the 23rd, and it looks to have been left on or about the 25th. So you are very much getting there. Grey Legrand says, you just destashed 2 kits when I did the Kudials giveaway. Yes, though they hadn't made it into my stash list before they were given away. But yes, there is definitely a couple of kits being destashed within this giveaway. So therefore some of them will not have a toolkit in, for example, because I take them out, or they might not have the big part of the sticker because I may have used it for my logbook, of course thinking it was staying in my stash, and then it's not. But you will definitely have all the diamonds and any stickers for kitting up the diamonds. It's just the rest of the bump that I have probably taken out of the box. Mummy Escape says, hi Rebecca. She says she has 2 questions. She says, firstly, will the advent be a mystery that gets revealed one day at a time? And secondly, can you use several gift vouchers in one purchase, please? The advent picture, I'm guessing that's the advent diamond painting. It's not a mystery type one this year. It is something a little bit different, but it's not a mystery painting. It is just something that, something that will become something a little bit different. It's something that will become something else. But no, you will be able to see the images, etc. for it. Secondly, can you use several gift vouchers in one purchase? Yes. According to our website provider, you can use multiple gift vouchers on one purchase, but we are making sure this year that we spread everything out over quite a few months. We have bought a lot of stock, so there shouldn't be any disappointments. We will warn you if things are getting too low, but we're not expecting things to sell out, and we're definitely not expecting things to sell out super quick, just because of the quantities we've ordered. We go by what we've sold before and double it. So you're talking hundreds. You're talking hundreds of paintings, hundreds of advents will be available. So that we're hoping that we can, minimum won't sell out till December. But we shall see, of course, because you guys surprise us all the time. But we definitely don't expect a few minutes sell out, that's for sure. Jackie, she says she can recommend the Bosch books by Michael Connolly. I think I've put those in my wish list now. She says they're written as standalone books, she says, but she was lucky enough to borrow them from a friend and read them in order. She said after she had read them piecemeal, she says, and they do make more sense. Yeah, that's why I often like to read them in order. It's the little things that make sense when you read them in order compared to reading them sort of out of sync. So yeah, with series, I quite often prefer. I'm trying to work out that's like half a diamond. I was like, that looks small. Just wasn't sticking out of my pen tip in the right way. Nancy Allen also says the Bosch books are great. She says she thinks she's read them all. Well, I say they are definitely in my wish list, so they will probably be something I will listen to very soon, especially because there is quite so many recommendations. Lady Dax, she says, oh dearie dearie me, what have I done? Oops. She says her special to her painting arrived today. It is Walking in the Rain, she said, from Diamond Art Studio. So this is the talked about the other day surprise painting that we had to wait for the big reveal. She said she won it in the wonky charity draw on Thursday. She said, though she never usually wins anything, she said it is 192 colours. She says she's kitting it up now. She has been at it for over an hour and she has still only put 34 colours in their bottles. She says she's fighting a little static, which doesn't help. She says she'll let us know how long it takes. That is an amazing image. I do have that image. I do have that painting. I am waiting for the restocks to do an unboxing of it because it's not fair to show it all to everybody and say, oh, but you have to wait. So I will be saving unboxing that until the restocks are in. And I am hoping to get my hands on Sweet Shop 2. I'm just not sure which one I'm going to actually kit up first. I'm rather excited for both of them because they are absolutely adorable. I can imagine it's going to be an epic video, and I'm not sure yet whether it is going to be all done in one video or whether I'm going to split it up. I will probably split it up, i.e. the fact that I will go away from filming for a bit and come back to it. Just, you know, so that I can get a drink and maybe go to the loo and all that sort of stuff that you guys can do by just hitting the pause button. But yeah, I'm rather excited to do those. But I would like to get my Heaven and Earth design done first. I want that out of the way. I think July is going to be very much a try and do as much as I can on it. Yeah, I tend to film the Whip and Waffle for Heaven and Earth design at the weekend. So I reckon I will be filming it this weekend for next week. And yeah, I will be showing you how far I have not got in the month of June. And I'm hoping that it will sort of spark me to maybe do a couple of sections a day and actually get through it a bit quicker to bring it to its conclusion, because it's an absolutely gorgeous painting, but it does need to be finished. Crystal B, she says, speaking about James Patterson books, she says she's surprised that no one has mentioned her favourite series by him, which is the Women's Murder Club series. She said it is also set in Cali. She says she loves them so much. Maybe that's what I need to put those in my wish list as well, is like the actual series by James Patterson, because I do really like his books. I just need to do a series as a series. Jo, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she's finally caught up on videos. She said it did give her a moment's confusion on what to watch while she works on her other whip. She says, thank you for the company and the great waffle. See, that's the only thing. When you end up doing a catch-up and you get caught up, you're then like, oh, okay, well, I want to continue diamond painting. What can I do now? You'll have to watch last year's and see if we had any of the same topics of conversation or different ones. Betty, she said, hi Rebecca. She says she also enjoys placing diamonds one at a time. She says, but she also likes the 4-placer and the 6-placer when the right time calls for multi-placing. Yeah, I think that's the way I'm going to approach multi-placing at the moment, is I do have a 4-placer. I think it really, really works with your lower painting that I'm doing. Doing batches of multi-placing and then going in and doing the single placing with all the sorts of shading and filling the gaps. But rather than going, oh, I could multi-place some of this colour but not all of this colour, I think that's when it gets a bit confusing for me. So like when I've got the black outlines on part of it and it's like, well, I could multi-place that part and that part, but then I've got all of this around it that I can't. What I've recently been doing is I've just not been multi-placing the black. Like, let's not work out whether I can or I can't potentially use the multi-placer. I've done it for the blocks of colour. I'm just not even going to consider it for the rest. And I think that's worked a lot better for me. So like with this painting, it would be a matter of, okay, I can colour block the white, but let's not even think about doing it for the other colours because there's just no point. So, and yeah, it's worked much better for me. But that is the white or the off-white done. I have gazillions left. As you can see, I have a full pot and a bit. So I had plenty. Oh, I've got a diamond that's escaped. I did knock it with a box the other day. It didn't fall out, but I think it did actually knock it ever so slightly. Amy says she recently saw filament on Temu. She says, have you tried it yet? She said she's sure it's cheaper, but it may be worth it for the price. No, we haven't tried any from there. We tend to go for more the branded, known to be good quality filaments, because we want that to show in the trays. So we do have our favourite brands, I must say, that we tend to go for pretty much all the time when it comes to filaments. We do occasionally try other ones, not so much the cheaper ones, but we do try other ones when we want different effects. And sometimes it works and sometimes it does not. I do have a couple of rolls of filament that just do not work the same, that are currently waiting for us to be able to potentially give them to somebody who might be able to make use. But that's another colour done. It feels so weird actually putting colours back. I'm not even sure if you can see, but I have just popped that colour back. I've not removed any stickers off anything. I know I do have my reference here, but at the moment this is just more of a little bit of a tidy up so that there's less to put in the pots when I'm finished. I'm doing a few. Jess, she says, hi Rebecca. She says some of her go-to names, that's not that colour, that's that one, in her brains for symbols is dot on a toilet, pregnant stick, snake eyes, approximately equals bow tie, open staple right, open staple left, fat slash, skinny slash, and bacon. Oh, I know which is the bacon one. I've got that one in my mystery. She says she just wants to warn me that the second my post goes up, for the second to last section, she said she will have completed her painting. She says it is always hard for her at the end of these paint-alongs. She finished her big canvas for the month on Saturday. She said, which was Rainbow Flower Power. She says, so gorgeous. She says, but she has freed up a large chunk of time in her rotation for this last week, and she is itching to finish the Dreamers Designs cat that she is doing for this event. She says she started her old master's canvas yesterday to keep her in check. She's also doing a deep clean project in her 12-year-old's room this week to keep her busy. She says purging clothes and toys and possibly rearranging things. She says this month has flown by. Right, I'm going for that stick one. She said, thanks for doing this event. She says this is her third one. Sorry, Jess says this is her third one and it has been so much fun. She says doubly exciting with the giveaways. She said your stash number is totally respectable. And putting me to shame. She says she has 158 that haven't been started in her stash. Jackie has said, wow, 158. How long have you been collecting them? And she did start in November 2020. She did say she became immediately obsessed. But it's one of those. Mine could have quite easily got to that amount if I wasn't rather strict with myself at getting rid of paintings or passing on paintings. Let's not say getting rid, because they don't deserve to be got rid of. They just needed toning down. That's for sure. So yeah, I am constantly very much double checking before something goes into my stash in the first place. I can be very strict on what goes into my stash, and even now I think I should have been stricter with many. So it is so easy for it to build up without you realising. So don't beat yourself up. As I say, mine could have been like that quite easily. Right, I tried to put a D where it was supposed to be a letter A. I'm just trying to make sure that I've got these little bits so that I can work on these now, because I'm also putting them away as I go. Of course, not every colour will be in this square, but at least I will have made a bit of a dint in the ones that need to go away. I'm trying to make sure that I work in a system that I don't keep missing any, because missing them would not be ideal. Crystal, she says, back again, lol. She says she wanted to say thank you to the viewer that explained short and curlies. My first thought was most definitely pubic hair, but she knew that that couldn't have been what I meant. She says normally she knows the difference in meaning. She says, but that one did get her. She says also she is the opposite from me in the fact that she has to read the book before she watches the movie, because she hates the ending being ruined. See, do you not find that the movie ruins the book? Like, it doesn't so much ruin the ending. I get that part. I do get the ending part. But I do just find you can ruin a good book with a movie. She says she wants the whole experience described in the book first. And she said the movies never do justice to the book. No, they don't. And a lot of the time I don't see how they could either. Because books, of course, give you thoughts and things that are going on. So it's not a matter that I think, you know, the film writers or the movie writers do rubbish. They don't. They have, you know, it's a job that they're never going to be, it's something they're never going to be able to win, just because, let's say, you can write thoughts in a book and feelings in a book and all that sort of stuff. So it's not something they're going to win in that sense. But yeah, I just, as much as the ending is spoilt, to me, it's more spoilt because I criticise the movie all the way through and I don't enjoy it. Whereas if I enjoy the movie for being a movie and then enjoy the book for giving me more depth to that movie, that's why I like them that way. Oh, Anna says, she's told me how to say it. So Massachusetts, that's how you need to remember to say Massachusetts. That is actually easier. Can the word just be written that way? Can we just change how the name of the state is written so that it's easier? Because that would make my life easier. It'd make it so much easier for me to deal with. Right, June waffle. I still have some diamonds to pop away into their pots. I will do that later. I don't mind doing it bit by bit, but, you know, do a few bit by bit and then I'll mop up the rest. But the ribbon is finished. Isn't it gorgeous? That is absolutely beautiful. I know that's a lot of white, but I can see why. That is a beautiful, beautiful picture. I've just realised I dropped some diamonds down there, but the painting's done now, so I'm not fighting to figure out which colour they were. They're now gone. But yeah, another painting done. I have finished one painting in June, I think. Oh, I've finished some mini sets, but apart from that, this is, I think, my only completion throughout the month of June, though I'll be sure to check that when I update my logbook, which is tomorrow's video. Actually, I need to get a picture of this taken. But before I say goodbye for June Waffle, I do have one last giveaway. This was very hard for me and for Megan, but we did decide that we couldn't not include, after including so many big manufacturers, we couldn't not include a Diamond Art Club. So between us, we have chosen to part with Into Wonderland by JoJo's Art. It is quite a dark one. I'm not sure if you could, that might be a better way to see it. So can you see, it's like Alice going into the, it is absolutely gorgeous. It is a square and it is 51 centimetres by 71 centimetres. But yeah, it took us a while to decide, but we did decide to part with this. Though as I'm looking at it, I'm seeing flowers and butterflies and all sorts mixed in with this painting. This is one I'd probably start upside down and do the dark and then let Alice appear. But yes, you do have a chance to win a Diamond Art Club painting. This was purchased with our own money. But yeah, we want to give you guys chance. Maybe, I don't even know if they still do this one. I'm not even going to look. Doesn't matter. Yeah, so I don't know whether this is one that is in stock currently or not, whether it's something where maybe you can't afford a Diamond Art Club painting, whatever it may be. If this one sparks your interest, feel free to enter the giveaway. So if you go to our website, addmorezest.com, if you're on a computer, you'll see giveaway across the top. If you're on a mobile, click on the 3 lines. and then find the tab that says giveaway. It will ask you for a password. The password is DAC. We're going easy. D for diamond, A for art, C for club, all lowercase. And then it will give you details on how you can pop in your name, email address and your YouTube username. All we ask is that you subscribed to this channel, which hopefully that's the easy one because you all are already. And the draw will close in 24 hours and we will pull a name and email the person who wins this kit. So yes, that is the end of June Waffle, the end of the, well, the end for now of the giveaways. I am planning on having sort of a revamp at some point of my diamond painting bookcase, more the cupboard part, the part you can't see, but also the stash on the top. I do think I might have to have a little bit more of a revamp on that, just to make me feel better in relation to my stash. So there may be quite a few more giveaways in the future. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to get round to doing that. I always think it will be sooner than it is. So stay tuned whenever we have more giveaways. They may be announced in different places. They may be all announced in the same place. We like to mix it up every now and then. But June Waffle, thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you all so much for playing the part that you can within this June Waffle. Don't beat yourself up if things didn't go the way you planned at the beginning of the month, because life is life and it will keep throwing things at you. So you can't win. So yeah, any me time that you were able to take is absolutely perfect. Try and take yourself a little bit of extra me time today. Maybe go and have that, you know, 10 minutes peace, hiding in a bathroom type thing. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I will be back tomorrow because I do need to update my logbook for June. But for now, I'm going to go and try and get all the pictures ready for, yeah, what will be an epic video tomorrow. So I'll speak to you all again then.